Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Macaroni Tactical with my best friend here. We are both extremely tired. We practically just woke up. So, yeah. Get that out. Alright, so this is our very first time doing this. It's kind of like a podcast, so I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm going to post it on Spotify, links in descriptions, comments, wherever you need to go to find it, find it. But today we are going to be talking about a few things. Do you want to say our few things? Oh, he's shy to the camera. Everyone look at him. Everyone look at him through your phone screens.
We're gonna talk about how backpacks are useful, how attachments are useful, and why there should be or should not be politics in airsoft.
Perfect. So let's get into it. So yeah, starting off with the very first thing. Backpacks and airsoft. Are they useful or are they not useful? And give me your opinion on this.
I say they're useful because you can carry all sorts of stuff like BBs,
Yeah.
attachments, which we're gonna talk about later, food, clothes, and other necessities.
Yeah, you're kind of hitting it at like a Milsom, kind of like a Milsom West thing where you have that was the cat. Where you kind of have to pack for all sorts of weather conditions, two different pairs of clothing, and you're really out there for the 48 hours. It's my kind of idea was it. I have two backpacks, which I'll go grab here in a second. I have a light backpack, which is about this tall. I always bring it to anything I go to, which you've witnessed this when we went to Harper's Ferry. I had that small tan backpack, and actually, I'll grab it and show you, which this wouldn't be a macaroni tactical thing. To the table. So it's incredibly small. It's a light backpack, but it's very, very useful and versatile. In my opinion, here you can hold it if you want. This is something I take to every field. It has BBs, it has chargers, it has batteries, it has gas, it has bullet, it has my whole pistol sometimes in there. But it also carries my micro tool set, which is currently in my Milsom backpack, which is a whole rucksack. But yeah, like how I feel. But yeah, I'd say they're useful. Anything else you want to talk about them? Just throw out there. Your opinions of backpacks. You sure? There seems like there's a lot on your chest that you need to get off.
Get off the bases. We're like Chris Blake. It's everything guys talk about.
I'm like over here. I'm like, I'll talk about a few things. You're like, over here being Babe Ruth of the podcast right now. So, I know I play Airsoft with you and you play Airsoft with me, so I don't. You usually piggyback off me a lot. So, like, just considering our basement, excuse the area here if you're watching on YouTube. So, to the right of us, we have the Airsoft wall, which you've seen before. It has this M4 and stuff on it, and the giant box of other stuff. So you kind of piggyback off me a little bit, and I piggyback off you depending on what we're doing. So usually when we packing for an Airsoft event, I just look over at you and you're just staring at me on camera. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna get back on track. We kind of piggyback off each other. So if I'm taking a backpack, usually he'll take a backpack, or we're all packing together.
What is so funny?
So I just look down at you and you're like staring at me. Just like dead man style. Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera.
That is fine.
You have to cut all this.
That's fine. We're gonna leave. Just gonna leave it in. It's fine. I don't care. At that point, I will cut out. But like I said, like when we're packing together, we have where everything's been one. My M249 is in one thing, and Zach's M4 is in the same thing. It's all one giant pack essentially. But I remember when we went to Ballahack for the spring event, April 26th, which sadly we're not attending this year for reasons I do not know. I packed really heavy. My back was killing me that day. I had that one, my same old rucksack, except the one I had was a bit bigger than I have now. Thankfully, I downgraded. Sorry, excuse me. Which is nothing size. Do you think size really matters when it's about when you're packing an airsoft? Like, yeah, you have the Milsim events, but I'm talking about like just normal events, just regular day play. Do you think you should really pack heavy or light?
So single day?
Yeah, a single day, 1 or 2 day, depending if you stay at a hotel, kind of like how we're going to our own Milsim event this June. It's a 2 day event, but we're not actually out there. We get to go to our hotel after.
Hmm. That depends on which it is. If it's like a single or like half another day, like a day and a half, then you can probably pack heavy. But like if it's multiple, like 2 to 3 or 4
Yeah,
days, you got to pack heavy.
yeah. All right, so let's just say you. So I have really bad chapped lips right now. It's like if you had to hypothetically pack heavy, what are you do? What are you doing? What are you prioritizing? Because yeah, I've seen people who will take these rucksacks or combat packs. I've heard them called. Not so much the rucksacks are called combat packs. No, assault packs, and it's essentially just kind of like a mountain hiker's thing, but it's camoed up and has stuff for it. I don't really know. Yeah, it is a big backpack, but they're not really rucksacks. And I've seen people prioritize clothing versus ammunition and batteries. And will say, you said pack batteries. Why are you like wide eye like staring off?
I'm just listening.
June 7th, 6th, and 7th, we're going to Battle Hack for Red River 2. I remember they said that you can't bring any outside ammo. So that kind of a giant thing of ammo that I took to the River event, which I am wearing the shirt right now. But anything else before we move on to the next topic? Kind of like your inputs, what you should prioritize? Yeah. Like, let's just say we're having that light backpack I just threw over there. You know, what are you prioritizing in that?
Backup batteries, more BBs, pistol,
Gas for your pistol, yeah.
snacks,
Snacks, those are important.
maybe like some attachments, maybe some what was this called? Little things,
Twist? Allen?
Yeah,
keys?
maybe some Allen keys. Just
Oh,
in case
yeah.
you get messed up.
Yeah, because I'll show you my my one backpack that I'm currently packing for, and kind of show you how I did it up a little bit, because I know so being the heavy gunner with my M249, I am kind of, where was that? I'm gonna be carrying everyone's stuff. So when Brayden and he is with me, they're just gonna be like, "Hey, I need this. Get it out of your backpack." Right, here you go. There's my backpack. Take whatever you need out of it.
So basically, he's our slave. You're gonna cut that.
Yeah, I might cut that out. I might have to, or at least bleep it out. But yeah, so let me grab that real quick. Say whatever you want, as long as it's not, you know. So this is the rucksack that I was kind of talking about. I kind of have this pin. This is I'm not gonna lie, it's a tradable item. I don't have much in here. I have a I say very heavy. It's for clothing. It's really heavy. You've seen it. It's that Korean War era thing, gifted to me from my uncle, actually. But in this top pack, so there's kind of 2 sleeves. So there's the main area where the jacket is, and then there's a second area here, which I have my Airsoft box mag. So I know for June 7th and 8th, this is talking about a rucksack. I have a speed loader here, so I run high caps, but he runs nothing but mid caps. So this holds, I think, 1,100 rounds, I think a bit less. But you just crank it, so it's much easier. And this is what we were both kind of talking about. I recently bought this at Ace Hardware, as you can tell. What? It is a micro tool set. Well, actually, I'll just leave it on the screen. It's a micro tool set. I do have a thing of Allen keys in there that you kind of talked about, but when you're out there in a Milsim, I'm not talking about Milsim West. Milsim West is very difficult and very hardcore. I'm talking about normal stuff. Normal stuff, like there's a normal military simulation game. You're out there for 2 days, but you can go home to your hotel after the game is done. So you're out there for maybe 5 to 6 hours, and then you're leaving to go home. This is perfect because remember last year there was just a crap ton of walking.
Yeah.
At Battle Hack, we did not expect that. You see Swamp Snipers videos, and you don't really expect to be walking around constantly, and then getting to your location. You did not expect that. So I remember having to get like a stick and a rock one time, popping my body pins out, and then putting a new battery in. So this comes with a punch. You can kind of see the metal right there. Or it's not really a punch, but I use it as a punch. Very nice. Very cool. But going on to the next segment, attachments. Are they practical, or are they useful, or are they just a cool factor? What's your opinion on that?
Specific attachments, I'd say. Very cool. And some are useful.
Yeah.
Like sights, those are useful.
Yeah, especially if you're running a sniper rifle. If you're running a sniper rifle, that's kind of the big key factor, is having a scope. Yeah. Because I know your M4 is kind of like a coolness factor. Because you have the foregrip, you have the flashlight, you have the sight. That's kind of a coolness factor. But at the same time, the flashlight just makes it look cooler, but it's also kind of used, because I know both of the fields we go to, Harper's Ferry and down at Valhack, they do night games. So if you're out somewhere, like, you can see like a night game they'll do like on Fridays or whatnot. And up at Harper's Ferry, they do that quite frequently. Apparently, we did not know that until we got there. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we do night games." A lot of people show up. We do blackout games, which is essentially a night game, but there's no lights on, because they kind of have like sorry, field stadium, like kind of like football field, like small downsized ones for lighting up the field, but they only had 2 of those. So there are some areas that just be practically pitch dark the entire time. But my M249, like you've seen it, it's bare bones. There's a small red dot on it, and a foregrip, and a sling. So let's talk about what you would see as the most ideal, useful airsoft attachments on a gun for an M4, because that's what you use.
I said a scope is one. Is it healthy? Like scope in, stuff like that.
Zoom in,
all that. Probably. If I could get one, an extended mag, that'd be better. Like long extended mag.
like a drum mag, or like, well, that's not really an attachment. That's more of a magazine.
Like,
But yeah, it is kind of cool looking. But at the same time, most places will let you use them. Like Harvest Fair, they'll let you use it. But it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having an assault rifle, because it's essentially just turning it into a machine gun that's just gonna burn through BBs. But I say, so for like M249, like LMGs in specific, your best friend is a sling. I have a sling with a pad on it that's about this thick, so it's really nice on your shoulders. That is incredible, because I had to carry that at Battlehack. I was like, because when I was like, when we watched Swamp Sniper's videos, shout out to him, you just see combat after combat, or you see a little bit of skirmishing, and then they're dealing with like NPCs. So I really thought that it's gonna be really crowded, but it is not. So if you're watching this video and you want to go to Battlehack, be prepared for walking a lot. So pack a bit lighter if you are packing. If you're not packing, well, that's fine. But I ran the LMG, so I was in a lot of pain having to carry that. So having a sling is probably gonna be your best friend. Not gonna lie, sights are kind of useless for machine guns, because HPA ones, like I've seen Mark 46s that are HPA'd, and they have ACOGs on them. Those are useful because they are reaching that distance. So yeah, it is a coolness factor, but if you're not reaching that distance, don't put like a 12 times zoom on your machine gun or on your simple M4. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about that? Just kind of attachments. Like, what would be your ideal scope? You guys, I know you talk about a nice zoom in on your rifle. What would be your ideal for that?
Probably the 2.0.
The 2 times. So, well, I mean, like a holographic, where then with a magnifier, you kind of flip over and then flip down, or are you talking like an ACOG with just
An ACOG.
Okay, so there's like those 2 to 4 times. So I'm not gonna lie, I've used your M4. You've used it against me. You've gotten a couple kills against me before because you played a range. Because you use that against me, and it reaches surprisingly far. I forget what the brand is, but it reaches incredibly far. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I do want to bring up, this is completely random. You recently got a minigun.
Yeah, I did.
How fun's that so far? I know we haven't gone to any games with it, but we've used it. How fun was that?
It's really fun. Just to spray you. Be annoying.
Now, so it is pretty small. It's about this big. go watch the video that I did on it. But tell me, what do you think is smarter? Run an M. Well, let's get some comparison going on here. Okay, I'll put it over there a little bit. And then this is his M4. So it's got a little, we both spray painted these, so it's a bit patchy. Gives a little bit of, so here I was talking about he's got a flashlight, a tracer unit, and then he has his holographic. So, what do you think is a smarter thing to do? Like now for milsums, obviously, you're not allowed to have a minigun, because that's not practical. But what do you think is better? Buying a $200 gun and then putting $200-ish worth of parts, inner barrel, gears, whatever. This selective fire trigger is already pretty decent, but would you rather spend $300, $400 on this, or spend $300, $400 on a minigun that holds 1,100 rounds and you can just spray and pray?
This.
Really?
Nah, sorry. I'll probably pick later.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna, that was weird. I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah, because it has its pros and cons. Like, it is practical, like, I say I'm liking to, right? So you can do this, and you can really play. But on this, you can just spray and pray. Just, what are you doing? Oh, I think you're trying to shoot something. I'm like, what are you trying to shoot? The battery's not even in. But yeah, I was just kind of curious. I wanted them to see. Now, my preferred attachments, I do want to get an RPK one day. I just want to throw that out there. That's going to be practically stock. So for my M24 now, like I said, I have a red dot, a foregrip like this, and then a sling. So the whole point of the foregrip, the reason why I run it, I kind of put it up and use it like a turret swivel mount. So if there's like a log here or something, you can kind of imagine that. I can brush it up against it and kind of hold it like this and shoot. But besides that, I really don't run anything. Although my desired M4 attachments, since we're on the topic of M4s, I know you have a tracer unit, that's just kind of look cool. I'm not running any flashlight. Now, I do run a flashlight on my MP5 because that's more close quarters. And if you get blasted in the face like that, like I just did to the camera, oh, now it's gonna read. What the heck happened? Chat. Wake up. Okay, we're back to normal now. We just look like orange Martian men. So sorry for that, kind of like flash. Put a flash warning up there. I am MP5 because you can essentially just strip somebody, like and get the upper hand on them. But it's really environmental. I feel like that's the perfect thing to say. It's environmental. Like if you're running snipers, or if you're at a local house or field, like a backyard or field, quit touching everything. And if you're running more, if you're more into hiding in a bush and camping, I say camping, but like staying in one place for longer, run an ACOG, but it all depends on what you're doing. Alright, anything else you want to put in on that? Any more input? My hot tea's not cold.
Sounds good enough.
Alright, now the next part of this last segment, is kind of random. I haven't heard this conversation since like 2019, but politics and airsoft. I know this probably isn't the best spot for two teenagers to be talking about. I know I listen to my mom's podcast all the time about like Charlie Kirk and stuff, because they go into all politics. So I'm kind of in that world, annoyingly enough, but hey, it is what it is. But do you think politics have a place in airsoft? Or why do you like dead man zone out? Then you go from like this to
like, oh, just waiting.
So yeah, like Russian, it's like Russian kits have, their Russian flag on American, like NATO kits or whatever, have the American flag. Or us, I have the Special Force flag, or I have the anti-furry flag behind, Or do you think we should be like cracked down, like, oh, there's no flags, there's no this or that. Like, I've never really come across a person with a rainbow flag or a rainbow patch on their kit. I've never done that. Don't ruin the inner barrel, I mean. I've never really seen a Democratic, like, patch or flag or whatever, like, on an airsoft kit. Mainly because I don't feel like that's the world they are in. But should you have a MAGA hat in Airsoft. Do you think that's appropriate?
America.
Make America great again. So it's like MAGA.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, some cases are specific. Like, say, like, a person's actually Russian and they wear like Russian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Like
Yeah.
that's totally doable. And like other people, like they can wear whatever they want
Mm-hmm.
for the country to support it, I guess. But I don't really see anything problem with it,
Yeah, neither do I.
unless it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Because, like, Wastelander, shout out to my boy Wastelander on the Discord. Also, links in the description. Unless you're listening on Spotify, I don't know how Spotify works. So, whenever I post it, wherever you need to go to, link to the Discord will be there. You cannot find it on public yet because we do not have 1,000 people. Oddly enough, I feel like if you're trying to grow your Discord channel, but you can't post it until you have 1,000, I feel like it's just really, really weird. Anyway, I know he is kind of Russian. He wasn't born and raised in Russia, but he is kind of Russian. Like his family is and whatnot. So he does have a Russian kit. Like I'm a purebred American, so I have everything NATO, everything American. Like just, you've seen my kit before. It's everything NATO, everything American. But honestly, my biggest thing is if you can't bite, then don't bark. You know, if you're gonna sit there and whine about somebody who has a camoed up MAGA hat underneath their kit, don't like complain about it. If you're just gonna turn around and do the exact same thing, like First Amendment rights. Come on now, let's go back to the basics of the founding fathers fought for. Well, not them specifically fought for, but you get what I'm saying. Like you get what I'm saying. You know,
Yeah.
you have the freedom to wear whatever you want, unless like it's very field specific. Like also, like the cadres. I think that's how I pronounce that word, cadre, I think. Or just like the referees, if they're like, yeah, listen, I don't want you wearing that hat, or I don't want you wearing this or that patch, just because it can cause an issue. Then just listen to them. You know, they're the field operators and field runners, so just listen to them. But if you're just wearing a hat just to support who you show, like the W Trump crew, like I don't know, you agree with me on that one, but like I don't have a MAGA hat because it doesn't match my kit. Because a bright red don't. The British learned that in the Revolutionary War. Bright red does not work in the environment. It just don't. But you get what I'm saying. Like, is it more appropriate or should it just be left out and politics not have a place in it? It's me asking you a question.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Thinking. So should it be in or should it be left out?
That's the same I'm asking you. Like, I don't really have a problem with it. I've never really ran into it. I've been playing for about 4 years now, and I've never once really ran into a problem with people, you know, having a problem. Because that's like the one thing about Airsoft. You know, you don't need to be like, I'm for this person, or I'm for this person, or I'm for this, you know, whatever, and it infect your game. It really shouldn't. Like, Airsoft, in my opinion, is a sport, which we'll talk about later, too. As one of the random conversations. I could care less until it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. Because, like, until really, if people are, like, really having problems, like, also there's water running above us, so you hear that. Aside from that. Yeah, in my opinion, it's until it becomes a problem. Like physical fights are breaking out. Like, we've seen the chicken fights in indoor fields where people with polar stars will walk in a circle, mag dumping each other's legs and freaking faces, also wearing facial protection. I mean, like, aiming for the top of the dome, just fighting, versus some being like, well, F you, or this, and then they're throwing on a right hook. Because that is horrible, in my opinion. Like, that's just horrible. Especially when you see the cheater videos. Like, I just really think cheater videos should not be as popular, because it just makes it look really, the Airsoft community look really bad. What do you think of that? Because, like, Navrich, I respect them very much, especially Navrich. I never watch his videos just because I can't get past his accent. I know that sounds wrong. I just can't get past that. You know, guys, I just can't get past it. I know it's but I respect him. He's an entrepreneur, and he made it big in the Airsoft community. But it seems like every other single video that has a lot of views, like millions, is his Airsoft cheater videos. And they're over dramatized. Like, if you're a big baby, that kind of goes back to like, if you can't bite, If you can't bite, then don't bark. Like, don't, if you can't take the hit, then don't dish it back out. You know, getting hit in Airsoft, is the biggest part of Airsoft. You're not going to go out there and act like a Navy SEAL operator and have 27 kills your very first game. You're going to get crapped on. Out of my very first game in my backyard, I had this $45 gun off Amazon. I'm like, how does this work? And Haagen-Dazs were there. And I did beat them a couple times because they had springers. But it's like, getting hit in Airsoft is a part of the game. It's like every other game. In basketball, we both JV players on our dad's team. Well, my dad's team.
Varsity.
JV. We're going up to varsity. We're going up to varsity next year. We did play a varsity game this year. Well, I would say that if they did not cheat. Anyway. You lose. You're gonna lose a lot. You know, in Airsoft, you could barely get any kills. Like, that's kind of how it was at Valhack my very first day there. You and Braden split off from me because we got...
Me and him got a lot of kills.
Yeah, you guys just ambushed people. Like, I got separated from you guys. I'm like, okay, we're from... Yo, where you guys at? And they were off. They just got a ton of kills. And I think I killed 5 people in a crowd. And that was really it. But then my second day, I really popped off. But yeah. Can I go into things? What was the other topic I was going to talk about today? I forgot all about that. Shoot. Now my brain's going completely just shut. Yeah. So, kind of on the topic of Airsoft cheaters, I know I do my best to call my hits. I know sometimes you've hit me, like, in the leg. And, because, like, in Airsoft, when your adrenaline's running, you don't feel as much pain. I know you've lit me up before. I'm like, hit. And I know I've lit you up before. And you're like, nope, I'm done. I'm hit. Yep. Because Airsoft is painful. You get shot one time, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to feel that. You go up against someone with a Polar Star, they shoot you 1 time or 3 times with semi-automatic fire. You're like, But how do you think a cheater should get dealt with? You know, you shoot them 3 times, they don't call their hit. What do you do?
Shall we do it like paintball, or we do a public shame where they walk in front of everyone and get lit up? Or just get banned for those days?
I say banning is kind of harsh, because I know, like, I've played against you before, and you've hit me, and I've not felt it.
Why did you get publicly shamed?
Publicly shamed. Like I'm saying, like, I've not felt hits before, and like I've seen, and I'm like, oh, I've apologized. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I got hit. Bro's got that minigun under the table. What is this? Like, I got an offer you can't refuse. Oh no. But like, because Airsoft cheaters, they all make it so dramatic. Like, I've ran into a cheater before. When we played at Harper's Ferry, the referee. Which is funny enough, when we went to Harper's Ferry, it was just me, Zach, and the referee. That was all it was that entire day. And I remember I shot him a couple times, and he's like this. You get the shot in the back, like, I see the BB's like dent in his jacket, and he's still like peeking at him. Like, did the referee just not call his hits? And I ended up just full autoing him. And I know some people are like, oh, you should never full auto. You should never. My best thing is, if you shoot him a couple times, be like, your referee, come here. This is the problem. That guy there, not calling his hits. And then they deal with it. But if I'm really pissed off, I'm just going to light them up.
I still think we should do the public walk of shame.
Public walk of shame. That'd be funny, because hopefully we have our own field one day. Just have like a thing. If you cheat, the person with the fastest rate of fire weapon just lights them up in a row.
Oh, just everyone there.
That could probably be assault.
Is that wrong? G?
That very well could be assault. Yeah. I'm sure it's like 20-ish minutes. Yeah. It's at 12. It's kind of thankful. One other thing I did want to bring up real quick, because it just came in my mind. We were just getting ready to like pack everything up and go get breakfast. Not gun loadouts. Gun tiers. What's the word I'm looking for here? Gun classes. Do you think they really have a place in there? Like, I say a place. Like, what's the difference between having, like, your $200 M4 or however it was? You bought it. There's no parts in it. There's no aftermarket parts internally in it. Correction, there was a spring in there, because I remember you had to buy a spring to make it field legal. You got it, and you kind of left it just stock. and it's a good gun. It has good range, good rate of fire, and good snappy trigger response. But what stops the average kid from popping a $50 drum mag off Amazon into it? I have an LMG, or buying a, I don't know how much they are, or like buying internals into it, a heavier spring, heavier piston, better piston, heavier spring, better gearbox, better motor, and essentially turning his own M4 into a DMR. Like, grab that red gearbox back there. See it? By the tail of the truck? Yeah. So this is an old MP5 gearbox. This is an indoor field gearbox. But what's the difference between having, like, you have one M4. He has Zach's M4 right here. But what's stopping him from buying a gearbox shell, or even me giving him this red shell, and then he does all the internal work to essentially make this a DMR gearbox. Takes his normal gearbox out, puts this one in, and now he has a DMR. Or takes it out, now he has a super high rate of fire, like a 30, 40 RPS, I said not 40 FPS, but a 30 RPS build. Smack a drum mag into it. And now you have an LMG. What stops people from doing that? What's the differences between people? What's the difference between making people go, oh hey, because the M14 we have now, that's a DMR. An SR25, that's a DMR. But what's stopping people from just buying an M4 and building it out with different gearboxes for those things, or even worse, spending $350 to $400 on an M249 or other LMG when they could just slap a drum mag in? Let's be asking you a question. I know, I'm thinking. So I know as you're thinking, I know like most Bilson fields are like, okay, if you have an M4, that's all you're using it for. You can't slap a drum mag into it and become, oh hey, I'm an LMG gunner. Or put a gearbox in, oh I'm a DMR person, let me just slap an ACOG on this real quick.
LMGs is about the bulkiness.
That's actually good. That's actually good, yeah. It's about like the actual thing. Yeah. That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I feel like you are right on that. It is kind of about, it's like, oh yeah, I have this really cool RPS gun. I have an M249. Whoa, you actually have an LMG. Yeah, I actually do. But that's gonna conclude it, because we're both hungry. We're both still tired. We want to play some video games before we have to go for church. We're gonna have a few more of these. Oh!
We did not tell them that.
We didn't. I have not told you guys about that. That's perfect. So, W to Zach for remembering. We are going into business together. It is an airsoft business. You've seen him wear the shirt before. You've seen me wear the shirt before. Now I feel kind of bad because I'm not wearing it. But we are going into an airsoft business. We're still working out the kinks, whether we're going to start off on Shopify or wherever and go from there. But it is an airsoft business called Angel Armories for airsofters by airsofters. And here soon, I'm still working out. I'm talking with a few people. I'm not gonna get into much of it. But soon, it will be not only your area to get shirts, t-shirts. Shirts and t-shirts are the same thing. Wow!
Maybe hats.
Sweatshirts, t-shirts, maybe hats. We're gonna have our own Nikes that I airsoft. No. But soon, it will be your one-stop shop for airsoft LMGs. It is gonna be the airsoft LMG market. I don't want to get too much into it. I want it to be kind of like a secret, and then when it actually goes out, you guys are like, wow, this is what he's talking about. It's super cool. But yeah, we are tired. We're still tired. We're hungry. We're thirsty. We're gonna call this a day. If you guys really do like this, please let me know in the comments down below, in the comments of the YouTube shorts, what other topics you guys want us to talk about. Again, we talked about airsoft attachments, airsoft classes, politics, should it be an airsoft? What else did we talk about? Oh, backpacks, whether you should actually have a backpack in airsoft or not. All sorts of other stuff. Yeah, this is going to be on Spotify. I'm going to have YouTube shorts out on this. The full-length video is going to be on YouTube. Yeah, I hope you guys like this. What?
And join the Discord, bro.
Oh my gosh, join the Discord.
We need more people in
There's
there.
like 4 of us on there.
There's 8.
Oh yeah, there's 8. I mean, like not including us. There's like 4 people.
Oh yeah, there's
4 or
like
5 people. Yeah. So shout out to all the people who are on there. W New Hammer Down 7, New 7 Hammer Down, whatever the way it is.
Your local Wastelander.
Yeah, W the local Wastelander. And
Echo.
Echo. Yeah, we don't know who that guy is. He's just on now. And also to our other brother Braden, who's out there. We're kind of like the annoying younger brother Sam, I feel like. But yeah.
You gotta play video games and hang with us.
Yeah. No, he did say he was joking about that though. But yeah. Love you guys. Peace. Bye bye. And subscribe.
Adios.
This is your boys. Out.